in your organization? How many of you are in charge of your organization, of your church? Not many hands are going up. And the ones that did, you're lying. Most of us, if not all of us in the room, have a boss. We have a leader, we have a board, we have a committee that we report to. And so what I want to try to give you is some practical stuff on what does it mean for you to lead well from anywhere and with anyone in your organization. Some of you are at the bottom of the food chain, some of you are in the middle, a lot of you are in the middle. Some of you are closer to the top. So anywhere you sit this morning, whatever your job description is, whatever your resume is, whatever your title is, here's where we want to go, is this idea of what does it look like for me to lead from that place? Because I know this about you. First of all, you're leaders. And secondly, you're motivated. So you want to keep moving forward, but reality is you sit somewhere today in your organization. And so if we could just take a few of these and put them into practice, that's my goal for the next 32 minutes. Let me start with number one. Number one is this, if you're taking notes. Everybody taking notes? Come on. Leaders are learners. Leaders, write it down. Don't sit here and say, I'm just going to consume, I'm just going to listen, I'll think about it later. No, you forget, like 3 seconds later. Write it down. Here's number one. Number one is this. If you're going to lead from anywhere, you have to lead yourself first. Lead yourself first. And the way you lead yourself is you know yourself. The best leaders know themselves really well. Now that sounds like a Tony Robbins quote. It sounds a bit strange and weird for some of you. When I say knowing yourself, here's what I mean. I mean you are dialed in to the idea of self-awareness. Reality is this. Everyone around you knows you really well. Many of us as leaders, though, we start to live in fantasy land. We start to live in hopa-hopa land. We start to create this false perspective of ourselves that the people around us go, no, I can tell you the real truth. This is actually a great leadership hack. If you want to know truly how you're leading, ask people. And then you ask them again. And then you ask them again. The higher up you are in the organization, the more you have to ask people, hey, no, seriously, give me some feedback. Because what happens, you've done this with your senior pastors. Your senior pastor says, hey, and a lot of senior pastors, once a year, they'll come to you and say, I went to this conference and somebody told me I need to get feedback from you. So how am I doing? And your answer, I know what your answer is. Oh, you're the greatest leader ever in the history of mankind. You know why? Because you're paying my paycheck. But you have to keep asking. No, how am I doing? No, you're great. No, how am I doing? Well, can I just give you 1 point? Yeah. And then, how am I doing? How am I doing? And all of a sudden, they just roll out the list of 300 things that you've been dysfunctional in the past 6 months. You're like, come on, seriously? But you are in charge of becoming self-aware. Take every test possible. Take every personality test out there. A lot of you have taken the DISC, you've taken the Myers-Briggs, you've taken the Enneagram. Just keep taking them. Because the more you know yourself, the more you can lead yourself. And if you can't lead yourself, you cannot lead others. Leadership starts with you every single time. A lot of us think that leadership is about people following me. It is, but I have to be able to follow myself before other people will follow me.